So Seth's got a new video out. He is one of my favorite reviewers of games that I buy but never play. Been a long time fan of his, a little scared to see how this will go, but let's find out. It's Stalker Gamma. Is that a fan game or is that an official sequel, prequel? I'm not sure, I don't know much about Stalkers. Let's go! Wow!
Hey
Hey,
people,
hey.
Seth here.
Hi, Seth.
The zone gives, and the zone takes. It gives acute radiation poisoning, which forces me to chain smoke Lucky Strikes and run around in a drunken haze.
Is that how it...
And it
Is that what fit... That was the video, right?
which forces me to chain smoke Lucky Strikes and run around in a drunken haze. And it takes
Okay. I was like, I closed my Discord to record. Why is it still there? It's still there to haunt me. I was unaware that cigarettes help with radiation poisoning. Good to know. Like, how to solve radiation poisoning by lung cancer, of course. That's messed up. That's messed up to say.
my sanity, as the anomalous object strapped to my belt sends Discord
Again?
notifications directly to my brain, which is preferable because each time it makes me tweak out, I have to reload. And each time I attempt my driving practical, I fail to correctly yield at the poltergeist.
Oh, I see.
fail my examination. Why are we here? Because being paid the equivalent of $50 to dodge mutants while unjamming my shotgun seemed like a good idea. Until I got burnt, irradiated, shocked,
It's the novelty of it. It sounds like a fun adventure. People love adventure. People will do crazy. Like, I'm assuming that's what cave divers like. It's the adventure of it. People love that adventure, even if it kills them.
sucked off, and soaked in the rain. My gas mask is more shard than glass, and the last artifact I found
Well, at least it didn't
tried
break.
to eat me instead. I'm broke, tattered, and hungry, but at least I can see my next meal.
Oh, maybe not. Well, you see it. You may just not be able to get it. Oh,
Sometimes the winning move is none at all. Why work when everyone does it for you? Forget the journey. I'm just here for a paycheck. What faction even is this? I have less than I started with, and the
is this
only
like a mass
possession I
online
ever
thing?
had just got stolen by a telepathic hobbit. As I realize I've misclicked and accidentally eaten raw meat, I look at
Oh.
a photo of my boy wife. One last time. But it's not all bad. Each day brings a beautiful morning, and I've saved enough money to buy a new pager. Strange. Feels a little heavy.
oh. Ah, the beautiful sunrise. I have photos of some sunrises I want to share, but then I'm like, wait, will people be able to infer where I live due to a tree line? Never underestimate the internet. People... What I meant to say was, never underestimate people with access to the internet and a lot of time on their hands. Vehicle, vroom vroom. With technology, AI carb maybe. I wouldn't be surprised. Game over. Bleh.
Remember, everything you ever do online is recorded. Even if you think to delete it, it's all being saved for future opposition researchers for when you finally try to make something of your life. But, between you and me, I know you would never say anything weird. However,
Oh, yeah.
we don't know what's considered too much
Seth viewers are the most, stable individuals and the most emotionally mature individuals.
by the people of tomorrow. Maybe our next generation of oligarchs made it big off a 6-7 rug pull. So now you're forced to live life in the shadows, lest your new crypto overlords find one of your myriad posts mocking them for falling for the most obvious rug pull since Hogtua.
61.
Kind of like Roko's basilisk, but if Roko was repeatedly dropped on their head as a baby. This future must not come to pass. Download ExpressVPN. Every online activity goes for your IP
Will ExpressVPN free us from the 6-7 cryptocurrency scammers? Is that how it works?
address, and every site is writing it down. One little number may
Yep.
not seem too compromising, but think about how many websites you give your personal information to. After
Yeah, a
all, you
lot.
can't
It
use
adds
Amazon
up.
without an address. All it takes is for one of these companies to sell your data, and boom, all of your personal information and post history are now easily accessible in one massive database. ExpressVPN.
It's really depressing how it feels like you kind of need a VPN to have access to the internet, and now due to technology more having, you now need a personalized VPN because general VPNs will just give you like a blanket VPN IP address, which are usually often blocked if you're trying to use it to access new shows or movies. I think now that I've accidentally bought Twitter Blue, I think I have access to NordVPN, but even then, I'm just like, is that personalized? How does that work?
Protects you by routing all of your online traffic through a secure encrypted tunnel. Whenever I want to post something that the enlightened thinkers of the future might take issue with, I just open the app, pick a country, and connect. Now, my burner accounts are truly anonymous, and thanks to ExpressVPN, I don't have to worry about getting put in a soul gem for posting Sam Altman as a rat trapped in a bubble. Find out how you can get 4 extra months free by scanning the QR code on screen, clicking the link in the description box below, or by going to expressvpn.com/Seth. Stalker Anomaly is a standalone total conversion that merges the original free games.
Okay, so like a
Stalker
fan thing,
Gamma
okay.
is more than 550 configurable mods on top of Anomaly, and the best experience I've ever had. However, missing a single step in the free hour installation botches the whole process and puts you right back to the beginning. In response, GOG developed a single-click installation that handles everything. If you own a copy of Call of Pripyat, the Enhanced Edition, or Stalker 2 on GOG, you can add Stalker Gamma to your library. I've put them on sale. If you're too late for the sale, buy a CD key. If you can't afford a CD key, steal everything and install it manually. It's performance heavy, so while you're at it, find your nearest /r/PC Master Race meetup, find out where they live, and rob them at gunpoint. I recommend formatting the SSD immediately, as it most definitely contains lolicon. The Zone has a mind of its own, where everything works exactly as intended. Just don't Alt-Tab during a load screen or you lose audio. And make sure you finish Lab X19 in one go, because that timer doesn't reset and you can accidentally soft-lock yourself. And if you spent the last hour searching for a story artifact that can't be found, that's because it's been thrown out of map bounds by a grav anomaly, and your only option is spawning it.
Well, yeah, of course, like, why would it stand still? There's so many anomalies and so many shenanigans that can happen. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a weird anomaly that can, like, actually just do, like, command controls. You know, like when you can do no clip through, like source games and all that.
Yourself using the debugging console. Despite all this is still surprisingly stable. Now let's get to the meat of it. You can start as any of the major factions. Would you like to be left alone as the whole map chimps out? Become a scientist. Would you like to do crime? Join the bandits. Would you like to do organized crime? Join the government. But to experience most of the story content, you'll want to stick to something neutral. For a second playthrough, just turn on Warfare and play whatever. Unless it's Renegade, which is a documented form of self-harm. The Zone exists to the present day of 2018. The Brain Scorcher has been reactivated, and anyone getting too close is subjected to Blah D music. Those who listen become mindless husks. Those who understand the lyrics join the ever-surging...
It's a Seth song, so I'm like, wait, that song might be very cursed, or like, knowing maybe the artist did something that maybe is very... Knowing Seth, I wouldn't be surprised if he's just like, yeah, let's just throw in a song by an artist who's done something really just bad.
Ranks of Monolith. The UN and NATO have cracked down on arms trafficking. A gun is worth as much as the rust that's on it. Nothing new is coming in, and everything already here is scrap metal. Welcome to Gamma's progression system. It's actually very simple when you get down to it. None of your actions have any monetary value unless someone's paying. Luckily, there's a dynamic mission system, which ties into a sophisticated sandbox simulation that results in complete chaos. Take a request to clear out mutants. Complete it automatically because the AI did it for you. Take a delivery. Nice. Fail because your client took a shotgun to the face. Click every job on the task board without looking, and get very surprised as you hear the approaching rotors of the Ukrainian military. Situations arise.
Oh, okay, so it is during... Wait, was 29... how many years... Okay, I was like... Okay, yeah, maybe I was wrong about the amount of time, like, it took place. My sense of time has been so warped. It's because the CloutFiend himself can use time magic, and then the vessel is no thought, head empty. Their sense of time's just been so warped.
And coincidence stacks together to create interactions that are more ridiculous and bizarre than...
Are those bugs leaves?
Any scripted event.
Monolith. What? Oh,
This
bye.
is not an exaggeration.
Ooh,
Anything can
that.
happen, and nothing is static. Anomalies move, radiation patches migrate, and factions go to war with one another, all in the course of a day. Act like a scumbag, and you'll end up in a body bag, as even your own faction would sooner kill a traitor than an enemy. Build
Makes
a trustworthy
sense.
reputation,
No one likes
and traitors
traitors.
will offer better supplies and ammunition. And for the rest, you're on your own. Perform enough work, and your clients will ping the location of a rare stash.
Oh,
These
that's
contain
nice
a
of
random
them.
set of tools. When everything is garbage, your only option is to fix it. Guns are a series of parts that can be field stripped, cleaned, and swapped out, unless they're completely trashed, in which case you need a full replacement. Lack of maintenance results in mechanical failure, while dirty, warped, or broken barrels turn bullets into glorified confetti. Equipment works a
Okay.
little differently. The condition
Makes
and stats
sense.
is the
Like,
average
condition of your
durability.
firearm affects... Yeah. Especially since it's not exactly a friendly place. How does radiation affect, like, the metal on a gun? Like, I know how, like... I remember that chlorine's is a no-go for a lot of metal-related things, but I don't know what radiation does to metal.
Of each component. Past a certain threshold, you can't repair directly, and the only way to restore them is by replacing the individual parts. But everything I've described requires the appropriate repair kit for that category or
Well, of
complexity
course,
of
yeah.
gear, which can only be made with the appropriate set of tools. This
You
is how
can't use a... It's not one of those games where it's just like machine gun ammo can be used for pistols or something like that. Which, when that happens, why does that happen
Gamma
sometimes?
incentivizes the player to go north. To progress, we have to push deeper towards the heart of the zone, which is why I didn't get expert tools until 100 hours in, because I spent all my time building an incel bunker in the middle of Rostock. Virtually every challenge I've
What
ever
was the
faced
orb?
is an
Were you pondering
opportunity
the orb?
to engineer a solution. For example, I have a natural propensity for hoarding, which is why I craft and equip the highest possible carry capacity and still get overloaded. But with the help of my trusty chemistry set, I can take a bump of cocaine off my knife and sprint at 200 beats per minute for the next few hours.
Is that
This
how-
works
oh,
up
I
an
guess it
appetite,
makes
so
you
I
run
hotkey a
faster.
bag of peanuts for consumption on the go. This is truly the most immersive experience. I
Is
tune
it?
up a
Okay,
G36, only to realize that every trader willing to sell to me is from a Warsaw pact, so they don't carry
Trader as in
556.
trading, not like trader as in like betrayer. Gotcha. It was because we were talking about betrayal earlier, and then like he said trader like earlier, like a little bit after, and my brain was thinking still like trader as in like betrayer. They happen in quick succession. I'm going to use that as my justification, even if it's not a good one.
NATO. Not a problem. As long as I have the appropriate casing, propellant, and projectile, I can hand load it myself. But bullets are expensive, so I disguise myself as a hoodlum, build a 3x3 box fort to encase my body, and as one of them passes by, I deconstruct it and stab him in the face. In
I see.
Gamma, you die quickly.
Eyes up here.
Wow,
Amazing content.
I sure like not owning things. Oh man. I still don't know if it's a good or bad thing that my media consumption of choice was not streaming services and it was YouTube. Still not sure if that's a good or bad thing. I'm going to say good because I don't have to spend money unless I want YouTube Premium, which soon, probably, maybe, we'll see.
And you die a lot.
Wait, what happens?
Quickly,
Like, is
and
it
you
just
die
your
a
last
lot.
save?
I deconstruct it and stab him in the face. In Gamma, you die quickly, and you die a lot.
Okay. Do you just go to the last save point? Do you just always have a quick save key? What am I looking at? Okay, well,
A single dog
I
bite
don't know what
is
I
a
was
third
looking
of your
at, but it
health
killed
bar.
me.
If you don't have a bandage or anticoagulants, it'll quickly drop to 0. The camp isn't far, but your leg is completely raw, and running will only cause more fractures. So your best option is to reflect on your mistakes. Limbs take damage based on the location of the impact, with a multitude
Okay.
of fun and engaging disabilities. Treatment is a 2-step process. We administer first aid to temporarily stop the
fun
symptoms,
wouldn't be
and to
the
make the
adjective
results
I
permanent,
used for that, but
we inject fentanyl. The success
Oh.
or failure of my expedition is decided entirely by the raw quantity of fent needles inside my inventory. But sometimes, you can't outsmart the zone.
what a nice set of clouds. Surely that's not the sign of something ominous. It is really pretty, though. So whatever is probably going to lead to a game over, it's a very pretty game over.
If the sirens start blaring and calm suddenly go down, hide.
A side storm. Is this what, when Ness is turning into Sans Undertale? A Psy Storm? Ooh, pretty. You know, nice little reality ruptures. Are you actually, like, I guess you're
Emissions
inside in a
and Psy
sec.
storms are the zone's reminder. We don't belong here.
You don't, but
However,
it's very
right after a
pretty.
blowout is the best time to hunt for artifacts,
Aurora
as
Borealis.
anomaly fields soak the energy and result in their formation. Artifacts in Stalker are a bunch of passive stats. Artifacts in
okay.
Gamma let you kick pseudo-giants to death
Yeah,
and
I
turn
was
the
wondering
game into
about
Dark
that. Like, are you
Messiah.
able to use
Reverse
them
the
or only
vector
sell?
of approaching projectiles. Solo the entire late
A little rubber glue type situation.
Dark
I want to see that
Messiah.
again.
Reverse the vector of approaching projectiles. Solo the entire late game with a fire axe. Reward
yeah, you
your
can probably
accuracy by
break the game
accelerating
with
each bullet
this stuff.
faster than the last, until you accidentally miss, in which case your head explodes. Or
Oh,
sign a
but
pact
why?
with a zone, which is completely irreversible,
Lucifer
forcing you to
cannot
feed it
okay.
until there's nothing left to give. Except yourself. But I wouldn't worry about that, because it's time for another sacrifice. Remember, the clock is ticking. Artifacts are now amazing possibilities that end in death or glory. The same is true of anomalies. The base game could be described as a cluster of fart clouds, causing the infliction of incredible gassy, and your subsequent demise.
Uh-oh,
Compare
stinky.
this to a single anomaly in Gamma, which I can use to escape pursuing enemies, by temporarily pausing my existence, and causing a time dilation several hours into the future. And unlike the sequel,
I see.
mutants actually have value. Oh, succulent cooked dog. Delicious.
I
Washed
see.
down with mineral spring. Watered with blood of dragon. And herbal remedy infused with urine of incel virgin boy. That is, until you
Virgin boy. Are incel virgin boys now mutants?
figure out all your needs can be met
Great
by
insight.
copious amounts
Brilliant.
of Monster Energy
Amazing.
Zero Ultra. And from there,
Ew.
you'll never have to sleep again. Look, I'm not going to explain why a fracture's body contains marijuana. If you're
Why
going
not?
to take issue with a realism, explain female stalkers. Strugatsky stated clearly in the lore, there's no women in the zone, because
Oh.
their menstrual cycles would sync up and wreak
Oh,
havoc in
he's
the
taking the piss. Okay, I understand. I was like, wait, is this real? But I'm like, oh, he's taking the piss because, well, fiction. There's a lot of examples of these types of situations.
sewer system. You can tell Gamma's priorities by the fact that there's an entire keyboard dedicated to switching between the side rail and the iron sights, configuring your red dot, turning on the infrared camera, switching the fire select, clearing a jam, relaxing your stance to show non-aggression, putting on your gen-free night vision.
Damn. The only things that, like, for whatever reason, it's probably just because, like, one of the few shooters that, like, had some of these elements is Rainbow Six Siege. That is, like, that's the one I played. So it just made me think, oh, Rainbow Six Siege. Which, you know, like, it's kind of a hero shooter, so I'm going to put that in the hero shooter bundle, which is, like, the only shooters I play.
Configuring its sensitivity and rotating your neck without moving. This is tactical gun autism, because
rotating your
there's
neck
more than
without
100 fully accurate reproductions from World War II to the modern era, to
moving my
which
neck
you can
without
attach
moving right
real-world
now.
scopes, suppressors, and underbarrel launchers. And it doesn't stop there, because I didn't include tactical conversions that fundamentally modify the entire frame. This is the whole point of Gamma, paying 200,000 rubles for a smuggled Raytheon thermal scope, so I can 10x zoom on a toilet in pitch darkness and appreciate the individual skid marks left behind. At
Oh.
night, the humble duende comes out
Yeah,
to
could use
forage.
some money.
As they are small and unbaptized, a single bullet sends him straight to hell, where he belongs. I've played with the default configurations, and I was just fine. Granted, I ran out of matches at the start and I couldn't save. But if you can't stay alive for even 3 minutes since your last quick save, maybe you shouldn't be here. PC
Okay, I
gamers
won't
be
be
like,
then.
quick save, quick
I won't be there then. I already know I would just keep dying and losing, and also I just don't know if this is the game I want to spend a lot of time on right now.
load when Dad starts beating Mom. Maybe this time she can survive the encounter as she dodge rolls his belt pattern. But unlike Mother, we don't have to
God.
play victim. If you want it to quick save normally, just open Mod Organizer and untick the plugin. If you want to tweak any of the individual
I
settings,
understood
you can
what that
change
meant.
many of them in the mod configuration menu. After all, it's your experience, and there's no one to criticize you. I know this too well. Over 10 years ago, I was playing a roguelike on a train, and of all the worst things to happen, a Polish man caught me save scumming by deleting the folder and restoring a backup, and he simply shook his head in disappointment. This caused untold generational trauma, for which I am still seeking reparations. I've come a long way
shame
from
does a
stale
lot to a
bread and
person.
canned tomatoes. Now I roll with my squad, as they glitch out and fail to correctly execute a bandit.
Ah. It wasn't an online game, it was just, yeah. I realized that earlier, I just didn't mention
Andre,
that.
take 5 and watch me hit this dart. We can use your Save-A helmet as a bong to recirculate the THC. In summary, I love Gamma and I thoroughly recommend it. I no longer care for my responsibilities. It's consumed my life, and all I want to do is hunt artifacts for below minimum wage. As always,
Okay.
more content to come, so stay tuned. A
We'll
warm thanks
probably
to the
do
many
many
members of
members
Merchants Guild, generously funding and bankrolling these videos. Merry Christmas.
Yay!
Удачной охоты, Stalker.
Hey! Oh, bye. Oh, that's actually how it ends. I was expecting the Patreon roll. Yeah, that was a Seth video. Pretty solid one, I would say. Not his best, not his worst. Will I play this game? Probably not. End the video.